I say to you, arise. And immediately the girl got up and began walking, for she was 12 years of age, and they were immediately overcome with amazement. Man, you might want to write this down. I can experience the power of God when I call out to Him. And we're going to see that in verses 21 to 24. This passage is the story of a sick 12-year-old girl and a desperate father. A father who knew if something was not done very soon, his daughter would probably die. Now imagine Jairus' situation. Jairus was the ruler of the local synagogue, a Pharisee. The Pharisees hated Jesus and what Jesus stood for. Now Jairus was one of them. And he came publicly, he had come publicly to believe in Jesus. It was not easy for him. You can imagine, as a Pharisee, it was not easy for him to come publicly to Jesus and ask him for help, because he was a Pharisee. But he did it no matter what. It was not easy for him because of his affiliation. And the Pharisees, his friends, did not approve of that. Right there, there's a conflict. Jairus is about to lose his friends. And imagine a man who is well known among the Pharisees as a local synagogue, falling at the feet of Jesus, regardless of his social status, with a helpless spirit, with no hope, asking for help. And when all the Pharisees were staring at him, what a conflict. And this is a posture of supplication and humility. And he did that no matter what. Loved ones, your social status goes out of the window as soon as you come face to face with Jesus. Don't be ashamed to call out to him and bring your needs to him, because he feels every bit of your pain, and he has the power to help you when no one else can. I can experience the power of God when I call out to him. How do I do that? At my feet, imploring, praying earnestly. Now let me ask you a question. When was the last time you were at your feet, asking God earnestly for something that you want so bad? I can experience the power of God when I call out to him. Is that enough? Falling at your feet, praying earnestly? It doesn't stop there. I can experience the power of God when I trust in him. Verses 35 to 38. And we're going to see that now. But let me bring a situation to you. Some of you, parents, you have known what it is to have a child who is seriously ill. And even worse, a child who is about to die. There's no hope. Imagine if you have your daughter, or your son, or your wife, who is sick. What you will do? You will call 911, and you expect them to come as fast as possible. As fast as possible. You expect the ambulance to reach as fast as possible. And you will be praying for no traffic. Yeah. Imagine there was a great crowd. Remember, I told you to underline the word, a great crowd? There was a great crowd. The great crowd made it difficult for Jesus to get there, because we were pushing. Everybody wanted to see Jesus. Imagine you, as a parent, you are calling the ambulance, you call 911, and the bad news that comes to you, my daughter, my son, my wife, or my friend didn't make it to the hospital. He or she's dead. How would you feel at that time? Now put yourself in Jairus' situation for a moment and think about how would you feel. And look at that. Before Jesus could reach the little girl, the sad news came, and what happened almost derailed his faith. Look at verse 35. There came from the ruler's house some who said, your daughter is dead. Why trouble the teacher any further? In other words, they were telling him, it's too late. Maybe they push him. It's too late. Stop bothering the teacher. Because remember, there was a conflict. I spoke to you about that. He was their friend. Now, because he came to believe in Jesus, they are no longer friends. Why troubling the teacher anymore? They are pushing him. Now, let's analyze the word some. When you hear something from one person, you may not believe. Huh? But if you read for more than one person, you're going to believe faster, right? So, if one doctor tells you that you have cancer, what you would do? You would go to another doctor, you go to a second, a third doctor, and even a fourth doctor to make sure that I have cancer. Because that news came from one person. But when some people come to you and tell you something, it's easier for you to believe. That's why the society tells us 1 million Frenchmen can be wrong. You know that, right? Because when more than one person tells you something, you tend to believe faster. But let me ask you this question. Who and what are you trusting today? Your wealth? Your position? Your job? Look at Jairus. Could his position heal his daughter? Could his social status heal his daughter? His friends? No way. But when you trust Jesus, he's ready to walk with you. I love this part. He's ready to go to your home. And Jesus went to Jairus' house just as if nothing had happened. Loved ones, as long as we trust God, we can experience the breakthrough. And when Jesus starts fulfilling his promises towards you, when Jesus starts fulfilling his promises to you, he doesn't care what storms arise along the way. As far as he's concerned, he's going to continue in your direction until you get your miracle. Why not believe in this God? He has the power to heal. I can experience the power of God when I call out to him. When I trust him, finally I can experience the power of God when I keep my eyes on him. Verses 28 to 42. The Bible gives us insight into how Jesus reacted to the announcement of the death of Jairus' daughter. Look at verse 36 again. Overhearing, but ignoring, that's what the Greek word says. Overhearing, but ignoring what they said. Imagine Jesus heard what they said to what the men spoke about Jairus' daughter being dead. And his response was to intentionally ignore them. As he asked Jairus to do the same, Jesus is asking you the same today. When you want to come to him, ignore the people. Ignore. You have to leave something behind to come to Jesus. And imagine, Jairus had to do the same. Today, Jesus knows what people and circumstances have said to you. But we need to hear Jesus say to you, ignore them. Keep your eyes on me. Keep your eyes on me. From all natural appearances, there was no point in believing Jesus anymore. But Jesus was adamant. only believe. And this is the same advice Jesus would give to you right now. While you are standing in front of him, discussing with him your impossible situation. This means don't do anything else. Just ignore and keep your eyes on me. Only believe. That's what the word says. Only believe. And even when he had his daughter lying on the bed and the crowd of mourners, and we saw that in the passage, the crowd of mourners wailing at the top of their lungs, Jesus was telling him, keep your eyes on me. Don't get distracted. Ignore them. Now, what do you have your eyes on today? Is it your possessions? What do you have your eyes on today? Do you have your eyes on God? Now here we see the end of the story about Jairus' daughter. Jesus walked with Jairus until he arrived at his home. I love this part. I love that image. And Jesus walked into the house. Into the house. Jesus is ready to walk into your house, to walk into your illness, to walk into your financial situation, to walk into your marriage. But you need to call out to him. You need to trust him. You need to keep your eyes on him. Look what happened after Jairus did all those three things. I love verse 41. It says, Jesus took her by the hand and said, Talitha kumi, little girl, I said unto you, arise. And she did. This is the power of God, right? This is the power of God. When Jesus takes you by the hand, loved ones, you can no longer stay on the ground. You have to rise. You have to rise. This is the power of God. When you call out to him, when you trust him, when you keep your eyes on him, you'll resurrect your daughter. You'll resurrect your son or your spouse from that old sinful condition. You'll also resurrect your marriage. You'll resurrect your finances. You can resurrect anything that the world says is dead. It may be dead. That may be a reality. But it is not the final or ultimate reality. It may be dead right now, but when Jesus arrives on the scene, so that the resurrection power of God. It may seem like Jesus is being delayed because of the crowd. But let me tell you, Jesus is taking long, but he always shows up on time. Because if you call out to Jesus, if you trust him, and keep your eyes on him, the impossible can become possible. And because Jairus did all that, he was able to experience the power of God, and his daughter was raised from the dead before his very eyes. When I call out to him, when I trust him, when I keep my eyes on him, the impossible becomes possible. Now let me share a story with you. There was a farmer who had a donkey. The donkey one day fell into a well, and the donkey was crying piteously to come out of the well. And the owner of the donkey came, and he saw the donkey in the well trying to get out. And he went and called his friends to come and help him to get the donkey out. They tried their best, they couldn't. Well, the owner of the donkey said, because the donkey is already old, let me just cover the well, because he's already old, there's no way to save him. Let me just cover him into the hole, and I will cover the well. And all his friends, they were there, they were shoveling dirt over the donkey. And the donkey was crying. But at one moment, they realized that the donkey stopped crying. The donkey didn't cry anymore. And the owner of the donkey went to the well. What he saw amazed him. Every shovel of dirt that he and his neighbors were shoveling on the donkey, every shovel of dirt that hit the tail of the donkey was doing something that is amazing. He would shake it off and step up. Shake it off and step up. Loved ones, life is going to shovel dirt on you. All kind of dirt. One way for you to get out of the well is to believe in God, to trust in Him, to call out to Him earnestly, and use every layer of dirt, every obstacle in your life as a stepping stone, because God has the power to do all what we ask Him. God bless you.